Belonging. Belonging is a word that has been growing in my consciousness in recent times. There is good reason for this. I've been feeling a deepening sense of belonging to all that is life. No doubt this is due in no small part to the extent that my internal barriers have been removed. As a result, I've found myself connecting more and more to my true self, to the people around me, the life in which we all share, and that eternal spirit that runs through all life that I name God. If I have learned anything in life, I have learned that the more open I become, the more this sense of belonging grows. Sadly, in recent months, my stepbrother R. Allen died. I was asked to lead the family aspect of his funeral, to hold our nearest and dearest through this painful time. I travelled down to Northamptonshire the night before and spent the evening with his ex-wife Karen and their two sons Joe and Tom. We talked for hours. It was so beautiful to connect, even in the difficult circumstances we faced together. During the conversation, I made reference to Armand, my sister, at which point our Joe said how much he loved this expression and how it had a real sense of openness and belonging. He said that it was not just about the individual relationships, but how people belong together in a more corporate sense. During the conversation, Esther, our Joe's fiancée, said how much she enjoyed becoming part of our large and complicated family. There was real, genuine warmth in her words. A couple of weeks later, I asked our Joe if he would explain exactly what he meant that evening, to which he replied. Our Danny, as an example, invites not only your family and friends, but also the person you're speaking with to be involved in the relationship with that person. It's a lovely way to bring people together. As a wise man once said, all the best things come from Yorkshire. The wise man our Joe was referring to was our Al, our Joe and Tom's dad, and my brother. Our Joe is a wise young man. Our relationship is not closed, it is open. There is very much a sense of belonging within it, and one that is an invitation to all. Openness breeds belonging, and belonging breeds openness. For much of my life, I thought that freedom and the attainment of it were the things of the highest value in life, that liberation meant escaping the shackles that hold us back and stop us being all that we were meant to be. I sang songs about freedom as I left behind all that I saw as unimportant. When I look back now, what I see is a man who was a slave to freedom. Over the last few years, I have learnt about love. I have learnt something about what love actually is. I'm not talking about romance here. No, I'm talking about that unseen force that connects all life and that enables us to form deep and meaningful relationships with ourselves, with each other, and with all life. I name this God. Others may use different words. It is love that allows me to connect with all that exists now, all that has been in the time before now, and all that will ever be in the future. I have learned that to know love is to know that you belong, and that this is perhaps the ultimate freedom. I was recently sent a piece by David Blanchard in which he claims that we each have our own song and that we each can find this song in all aspects of our lives, whether in the seemingly sublime or mundane. He says that our songs sing back to us something of our essence, something of our truth, something of our uniqueness. When our songs are sung back to us, it's not about approval, but about recognising our being and belonging in the human family. He continues. They can be heard as songs of love or of longing, songs of encouragement or of comfort, songs of struggle or of security, but most of all they are the songs of life, giving testimony to what has been, giving praise for all we're giving hope for all we strive for, giving voice to the great mystery that carries each of us in and out of this world. He says that it is good to know our own songs and to learn them by heart. This is because there will be days when we do not feel like we will belong, and we will not perhaps hear life singing our songs back to us. So sometimes we will have to hum our own songs until we find our way back home to that place where we belong. What are your songs? What is it that you sing that makes you feel that you belong? I invite you now to join with me in a time of prayer. I will share with you a blessing on belonging by John O'Donoghue. But first, let me invite you to still yourselves, to connect to your bodies, to your breathing, to be still, to be silent. For belonging. May you listen to your longing to be free. May the frames of your belonging be generous enough for your dreams. May you arise each day with a voice of blessing whispering in your heart. May you find a harmony between your soul and your life. May the sanctuary of your soul never become haunted. May you know the eternal longing that lives at the heart of time. May there be kindness in your gaze when you look within. May you never place walls between the light and yourself. May you allow the wild beauty of the invisible world to gather you, mind you, and embrace you in belonging. Amen.